And with me now is Mike Ashe, Hampden County Sheriff, first elected 1974, 7 6-year terms, will culminate 42 years in office. 2016, you've decided you will not run again. Sheriff, the thing that fascinates me is your background, unlike most people that become sheriffs, not in law enforcement or corrections. You were in human services. You were a manager for a battered women's program. You worked at Downeyside, the great local program for kids. How do you think that background, that experience, impacted your approach to corrections?
Oh, I just think, Jim, it's what was needed. You know, when you think back of how we have treated people who are incarcerated, you know, again, looking at jails and prisons on a whole, you know, sort of been a warehousing kind of syndrome over the years. And you and I know that that's not the right approach. The approach should be, if you will, corrections, focusing on, if you will, trying to provide people the tools that when they leave there, they have a chance to make it in society. So what I always said, being firm but fair and having that sense of strength reinforced with decency. And I'm just very proud of the work of myself and the staff of challenging inmates, not letting them just languish, if you will. Because when you look back at jail, there is this sort of sense of lifelessness, negativity, and people just languishing and wasting their lives. And I think that's the picture people have of jails and prisons. And we changed all that, you know, in terms of the aspect of saying that society is not going to put up with that we know you can do better. And so we were very firm. And so these are the kind of things that I'm very proud that we did, you know, in terms of, you know, like introducing a 40-hour work week, you know, so all we have to do is look at that profile, that typical inmate, you know, 5th or 6th grade education, 85% there with drug and mental health issues are very dominant issues inside our facilities. You know, in fact, I'm always saying is that here in one way we closed the mental institution on the Hill, and the whole idea was to provide, if you will, that safety net of community programs in the community, but they were never there. And we think of JFK and his closing, if you will, months in his administration. That was the great piece of legislation they put forth on if you will, treating the mentally ill in a very dignified way. And so in a lot of ways, we're still struggling with that. And where do they end up? They end up in our jails, in prisons, and it's very unfortunate.
Well, let me ask you about that, and let me quickly just say to our viewers, Sheriff, I know you were concerned coming in. You got a little cold, and that's why the throat's a little raspy. We don't want any of the viewers to get worried. But with you leaving office in a year or two, we don't want them to think there's anything wrong. And we appreciate you coming in and still visiting with us today. I read recently that the largest mental health institution in America right now is the Cook County Jail in Chicago. Yeah, right. Vast number of inmates come to every sheriff and every correctional institution today with mental health problems. So it's a whole different approach to treating them. And that's what you were talking about. You're really a multifaceted facility. You're not just putting someone in for corrections. You're really putting them in for treatment and training in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no question, Jim. And in a lot of ways, you know, they just shouldn't be there, you know, and I think that's the struggle that we have today, you know, how best to deal with substance abuse and the mentally ill. And I was very pleased that just recently I went to a forum in Boston, at UMass in Boston, put on by Mass Inc., a very upscale, sophisticated magazine looking at policy issues in our state. And people like Kevin Burke, Wayne Budd, Max Stern. In fact, I was very honored. I was on the advisory board there over the years. But they came out. And today, for example, based on research, they're looking at substance abuse. And people today see that substance abuse is a disease and it should be treated, if you will, on behalf of public health rather than, quote, incarcerating people. The mentally ill. You and I know we're very proud of the fact that we're now working with Judiciary with Judge Mason right here in District Court. We now have a mental health court where we're able to stop, look, and listen, and being able to put together a plan where we involve community resources to really help these people. So these are the kind of things. And I always remember years ago, a very distinguished commissioner of corrections in the state of Ohio, Commissioner Wilkinson. He did a documentary on the Ohio prison system and just showed the horrific issues dealing with the mentally ill inside the facility. So there's no question it's a national epidemic that hit us, regarding the mentally ill and along with substance abuse. And I'm really pleased. I think there's some very exciting things that are going to be occurring in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of coming on board and putting together strategies to help society and help individuals, help families who are really struggling in this, deal with these very significant issues.
There are a lot of things we think of in corrections today as that's just the way it was done, but a lot of them started here. I mean, you and your people came up with new approaches to deal with problems. I think particularly this is going back to the mid-'80s, a day reporting system, which I'm pretty sure was the first one in the country, where nonviolent offenders, prisoners getting near the end of their sentences with you, they were out of lockup, living at home, but checking in every day. So they were being watched in the community, in programs, getting them. That was revolutionary at the time you did that, and I think it was '86. Yeah,
you're absolutely right, Jim. And again, something very proud of, because again, overcrowding, not wanting to, if you will, just release inmates. My brother, Jay, who I've been very blessed to be a partner with, and to help me with this issue, went to London, came back, and we started kicking around ideas about putting together a plan for the day reporting. And when we say day reporting, I know it sounds soft, probably, and sort of a touchy-feely kind of program, but we've had thousands of inmates go through that. And it's cost-effective. More particularly, it promotes public safety. And today, it's very clear statistically, from a research standpoint, that the more we can place an inmate in a lower security, he has a greater chance of making it. And that's what we're all about public safety and about making our streets and neighborhoods safe. And that's what's been so exciting for me, working together with my staff, is looking at these issues about making the streets and neighborhoods safe, because that's what it's all about. And I've been very pleased with the great cooperation too from our law enforcement community, who have been very open to these ideas. And that's what really has been our whole thrust. It's about public safety, and rather than just playing the game of just allowing inmates, if you will, to languish and warehousing them. We were never part of that, and when you think of corrections, the other key aspect behind it, because if you're going to raise the bar, set those high standards, strive towards excellence, you need great staff. And I've been so blessed to be able to hire some very dedicated, committed, competent staff.
Let's talk about something else you did back again in the mid-'80s, when government got very serious about doing something about driving under the influence. You created a separate institution here in the south end of downtown Springfield, a correctional alcohol center, separate place to work with inmates with substance abuse problems, a whole separate program.
Yes, right, Jim. And again, if you remember back, that was Governor Michael Dukakis, and Michael was very much in the forefront. He had the disease, if you will, within his own family, had committed dollars for 2 sites, one in the east and one in the west. And I always remember too, Jim, is that some staff people representing Governor Dukakis came out here and wanted to cite the DUI here, but they also have Department of Corrections run it. And I remember saying, geez, that's something that with my background and with our knowledge of alcoholism and substance abuse, this is a great challenge for our staff. And I asked if they wouldn't be so kind to consider us to run that facility. And I remember the staff saying, Mike, if you can cite it, we'd be willing to let you run it. And of course, now the site, if you will, in the east is closed. and we're still operating at a very high level. Jimmy Kelleher and Della Blake are the two leaders there, along with a very competent staff. We've had thousands of inmates go through the program. It's a 100-day program. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to commit a felony to be placed in the program. And I think we're going to see today with this whole aspect of revisiting and based on people's attitude and their insight regarding more sophisticated knowledge of dealing with these issues, is that I think we're going to be able to front end a lot of these programs, okay? And I think this is the key. Rather than, like in a lot of ways, we're back ending. People have to commit a felony to be subject to these programs. But today, I think there's going to be more and more money that's going to be put up front to help families and to help individuals and to help society deal with these issues. So, no, it's proven overwhelmingly successful. The completion rate on people in the program and the recidivism rate is just incredible, Jim.
Sheriff, when I was preparing for this interview, I ran across a number that I couldn't believe, and I double-checked it. You talk about how if you're in the Hampden County Correctional Facility, 40 hours a week, you're doing something. You're either in learning a trade, you're learning to read, you're studying. The number I found was that more than 4,500 inmates in your time have received their GED, their graduate equivalency diplomas, while they were under your watch. That's pretty meaningful.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. And again, you and I know if you're really talking about effectively helping somebody, we all know that education is so crucial in providing them, if you will, the skills. And so, again, I have to look back to some great educators that I've had who've helped me. And I think of Bill Toller. You know, Bill has just done a remarkable job. One of my first persons that I hired, because we knew that we want to get more out of jail time to inmates and how best to do that. We didn't want to do it with basket weaving. We wanted to do it, if you will, with remedial education, GED, and vocational programs. Bill came in. What a great leader. Now I have Dr. Dan O'Malley. He has carried on the mission, and so we are very proud. You know, over 4,500 people have received their GED. We now have transitions to college, et cetera, partnerships with our two community colleges, STCC and Holyoke Community College. You know, it goes on and on, Jimmy. But again, you and I know if you're dealing with a 5th or 6th grade education, and 73% of the inmates come there at the point of arrest that are unemployed, and you and I know lack any kind of a pattern of success in terms of working. It's so crucial, you know, because you and I know the greatest therapy for someone when they leave jail, or for anybody, is a job. And that's something we've really worked on, you know, in terms of over the years, providing the education and the vocational experience and the community restitution that's gone on in the community. Jim, you know, partner up with Pat Sullivan at the Park Department, building the Kennebec Community Center down the north end, the Greenleaf Community Center in 16 acres, building the bridge in East Forest Park. These are all things, but they all happened because we were welcomed by certainly mayors, and particularly Mayor Sarno and Pat Sullivan, in housing authorities, and all Judge Abraskin, and all these wonderful people who had the courage and had the vision to partner with us and give us the opportunity. And that's something I'll always remember, because you and I know in the public's eye, if someone's doing time, they don't want them to languish and be wasted inside a cell. They see work as a key thing, and constructive, productive kind of work, and that's something we've really zeroed in on, yeah, Jim.
Well, Sheriff Michael Ashe, thanks very much for your time with us today.
Yeah, thank you too, Jim.